It's just that easy. Right now, in real time, we are just about 2 weeks out from the release of Yama. It is currently May 1st. We just got done with the Colosseum and the Inferno grind on 416 Hero. We even followed that up with 2 more Inferno KCs here on Wait For It, getting the Grandmaster Combat Achievement time. I wanted to get started on either the Zenite grind or the Dragon Slayer 2 grind for the Vorkath backpack on 416 Hero. But I didn't want to start that video or even do the one video and then switch over to do Yama content 2 weeks from now. So right now I'm kind of struggling for things to do. We got 13, 14 days to play the game, and I don't know what kind of content I'm going to be doing. But right now I'm standing outside TOA waiting for some clanmates, and we're going to pot some TOAs. If I can spoon myself some dupe Missouri pieces, that would be great for 416 Hero. If not, we'll come to TOA down the line and we'll earn it ourselves on the Pure. I haven't done TOA in ages. I honestly don't even know what's going on. Particularly in a team setting too. I think the last time I did TOA was definitely solo. Dude, this room is a clusterfuck with like 5 people in here. Holy. He trapped me! I don't even know if that's the right use of the word Forsaken. What is going on, bro? That was like 4 rotations. You know, with 5 people, surely we see a purple, right? 390 invocation. This game sucks. I didn't have prayer to do a carousel. I actually reacted in time, like the muscle memory to click on the carousel was still there, but my prayer was too low. This is my 3rd favorite raid in old school RuneScape for sure. This game sucks. Oh, magic seeds. I guess that's good. Dragon med helms for the GP. So we just came out of that first KC without a purple, unfortunately. But here's a look at our log in case we do get a purple. You see here we do have 2 shadows. I think I have mentioned it before in the series that we do have a dupe shadow sitting and waiting for 416 hero to use. I'm just, I don't know, I just haven't really had a situation where I wanted to use it yet. Now you see here, I do have 2 Missouri bodies in the log and 3 chaps. But unfortunately, I did drop those over to my normal account for some GP before I ever decided to make 416 hero. So I don't actually have those dupes available. And we're going to have to earn them ourselves again. Oh, is that my purple? That's my purple. And a fang. Boo. Any back-to-backers? Never. Well, we are in between content right now on 416 Hero. I am still keeping up with farm and birdhouse runs daily, and right now Hespori is ready. I don't remember the last time I showcased doing Hespori. That might have been quite some time ago, and I'm sure the gear looked drastically different. Let's see what we get for KC35 today. 2 Chronos seeds and a Torstal. Okay. Let's not forget to replant the Hespori for next time. A little bit of a funny thing is I still don't have full graceful. I'm missing the gloves and the boots as well as the cape, but I do have my trusty infernal cape and the quiver that I don't have on me right now. Yeah, I'm about to be just wearing this infernal cape everywhere. Honestly, I'm still so proud of that achievement. Replanting some magic trees right now, and we just hit 95 farming. Obviously, I didn't start out the video this way with this in mind, but I guess this is another day in the life of a Maxed GIM type video. Right now, I'm cooking some karambwans because all the grinds we've previously done have really burned up the supplies. Now, if we look at the bank here, I do have 20,000 or almost 20,000 raw karambwans, but in terms of actual cooked ones, we are now below 2,000. I used to have a lot more than that. Basically, I'm pretty down bad on a couple of other supplies as well. For example, the Inferno grinds, particularly on 416 Hero, took a lot of my Dragon Darts out. Without having the Vorkath backpack, I just wasn't able to pick up all the Dragon Darts that were dropping on the ground, so I lost a good chunk there. So with that being said, we're probably going to do a bit of resource recovery, whether that entails just cooking 10,000 karambwans or maybe doing some kind of PVMing to get some resources back. While I was cooking my karambwans, I really couldn't figure out what to do, and then I came up with Leviathan. A little while ago, we were doing a big Leviathan grind, and we hit 843 KC going for the Venator ring, which is the last ring we need in terms of, I was going to say Dragon Slayer 2, but Desert Treasure 2 rings. And I guess let's just sneak in some couple kills here and see if we can snag the ring. We are already over the rate. As I'm doing this mini Leviathan grind again, I'm up to 853 KC, and I just got Dragon Bolt drop, actually. And honestly, besides the actual uniques from here, the Dragon Bolts are probably the only useful resource drop that you'll get. With that being said, yeah, it's not very motivating to do Levy when I know I'm here only after one thing, and that's the Venator Vestige. I don't think there's been a long enough break since the last Levy grind and this one now, because 15 KC into this session, I already can't really be bothered with this boss. I'm kind of over it already, but we're going to knock out as much KC as we can, and surely the Venator Vestige will drop on any of these KCs now. Well, first unique of the grind so far, an Awakener's Orb. Okay, spur of the moment decision here. We're at KC 863 right now, we're still going, but I think our stopping point is going to be at 900 KC. Or if we get the Vestige before then. After that, we'll find something else to do. There's plenty of grinds to do, to be honest. Slayer is always at the top of the list, because we're still going after that Imbued Heart. Well, I just had a very unfortunate death. We still got another 32 KC to go until we hit 900. This death does not help at all. You know, I'm already not really feeling this grind too much. But I do want the Venator Vestige. And 900 KC or Venator Vestige, we will have to find out. But I'm going to take this opportunity to swap out my Ruby Bolts E for the Dragon versions of them. I actually have way more Ruby Dragon Bolts right now than I do the regular Addy Ruby Bolts. I don't really like to use the Ruby Dragon Bolts because obviously these are actually hard to come by. The Addy ones, you get plenty of Addy bars as an Ironman and plenty of rubies, so it's very easy to upkeep these. But these Dragon ones, not so much. But at the same time, I have a decent stack of these because I just don't know where I would use them realistically. But I guess I'll go ahead and use a bit of those now, and let's see if the times at Levy will maybe be a little bit faster, I don't know. What in the 877 KC we get a Virtus Mask. That's actually our first Virtus dupe, so I can't really be too mad about that because in terms of Virtus, we've been incredibly lucky. I know I'm looking at the Duke collection log anyways, but you get Virtus from all 4 bosses. Where can I find a Levy one? It's near the bottom. Yeah, so that's just our first Virtus dupe. I'm not too mad at that at all. And in terms of Levy, I guess this is maybe a bit of copium as to why I haven't got the Vestige yet. Because I don't remember whether it was the Virtus top or the Virtus robe bottoms, but I got a Virtus piece very, very early on. I'm talking sub 100 KC. And also, the lure, I believe, was also sub 100 KC. So that's probably the RNG god saying why, hey, let's hold off on the Venator Vestige. Having started 416 Hero, a lot of dupes aren't so bad anymore. Although, this is kind of one of the exceptions because as a 50 defense account, I actually don't have access to Virtus pieces. If we look at the defense skill here and look under armor, we scroll down, we're already past 50, we're into the 70s, and I can't even find it. I can't find it. One moment, let's take a look at magic instead. Magic equipment? Armor. Magic armor. We scroll down, we need 78 magic, which is actually higher than ancestral, which is interesting. But you can see that it's paired with 75 defense. But yeah, anyways, that is the second Virtus Mask, another unique. So we've gone an Awakener's Orb and the Mask so far in this session. 23 more KC, let's see if we can get the drop that we actually want. And 900 KC, we are getting Smoke Runes. Okay, that is enough Levy for now. We're going to have to go and figure out what we want to do next. I've still been wandering around the game trying to figure out what kind of grinds I want to tackle on this account. Haven't really figured it out, but I did come to Chambers of Xerix and potted a solo challenge mode. Took me about 36 minutes, came out with 2,000 blood runes and 120 grimy toadflax. It's nice to know that I still know how to do the raid. I mean, heck, I've done like 1,100 of these solos by now. But it feels good to come back and do one in a decent amount of time and deathless no less. Our current challenge mode KC is 1160. I guess something we're working towards long term is the 2000 total cape. Let's take a look at the collection log here, and you'll see that between that cape, well, I guess there's a 1500 cape and then a 2000 KC cape, and the pet are the only things I'm missing from the Chambers of Xerix log. Well, I guess when in doubt, time to do some Slayer tasks. Still hunting the Imbued Heart, and the Abyssal Demons are one of the decent tasks to do. Using my Venator bow here in the Catacombs makes this a very laid-back task to do. Just have to make sure I'm potted and keep my prayer up. We're still on the Abyssal Demons task, but we picked up a whip. That's pretty nice, I guess. We're 2.3 mil. I swear these, the prices on the whips fluctuate a lot. At one point, I feel like they were as low as 1.2 mil. That could have been many, many months ago, though, but now they're 2.3 mil. It's just that easy. What? No fucking way. No. Huh. Well, second sight for the GIM. Let's go. As Oven Gold said, wipe in the sight. It's just that easy. Okay, first reaction, just absolutely nuts. But now, it's currently 1.8 bill. I gotta split out, of course, we'll do the math, but apparently like 1.4-ish. We are here on Beleti, my normal account that is actually geared. Doesn't quite have every item in the game, or every PVM item in the game, but it has most things. But I've gone ahead and taken out my twisted bow, and we're gonna have to part ways with it, unfortunately. There it is. It's been done. Oh, more than max cash. That was awkward. This is actually the next day now, but last night I was still wandering around trying to figure out things to do. I did a solo CM, I did some Slayer tasks, a bit of Levy, and then I got invited to do some hard mode TOBs, which we haven't done in a hot minute, probably at least a month. So we had a Verzik wipe in our very first raid, but then we followed up with a purple, and this is how we ended up with this Scythe of Vitter. This is the second one in the GIM group. So now I have one for, wait for it, and one exclusively for 416 Hero. Now I've mentioned in the past that I've had a dupe shadow sitting in the group account, and I went ahead and just traded it on over to 416 Hero now. I've talked about finding a balance of making progression on 416 Hero while still having access to all these things available in the GIM group. Well, I can't pass up on having 2 out of 3 mega rares that are dupes, no less. It's not like I'm trading them back and forth between accounts. These are straight up dupes that I have now, and I think I'm definitely going to make use of these. Something I realized as a side note is that this is the exact order I got the first set of mega rares. First it was the Shadow, then it was the Scythe, and then finally into the Twisted Bow. So with all that being said, 416 is pretty much raid ready. I mean, more than raid ready, really. But there are a few more goals I want to knock out. Like I said before, I want to knock out Dragon Slayer 2 for the Vorkath backpack to combine it with my quiver. And I definitely want to get some Zenites. So Monkey Madness 2 needs to be done, and I need to get from 60 to 69 Slayer. Once again, the goal, one of the biggest goals, is that I want to get a duplicate of every item that I already have, so that I don't ever have to trade back and forth between Wait For It and 416 Hero. And that way, in any Dolo content, I don't have to have one account use lesser than ideal gear. So as of right now, it seems like Chambers of Xerix is going to be the raid that we're really going to have to grind for. As for the TOB grind that we were working towards, I guess now we pivot from going for regular TOBs to hard mode TOB so that we can get some kits. As for the Chambers of Xerix grind, this is actually a huge blessing for me, because I was definitely not looking forward to having to do regular chambers and scouting layouts. With the Scythe and the Shadow, I think I can now do some challenge mode raids. Although, I don't know, 50 defense may still be an issue because those things in there smack pretty hard, but we'll just have to see. It also just occurred to me that I can't do the efficient Shadow mage hand running at Ulm, because it requires defensive casting in certain instances. But we'll figure that out when we get there. And just because we have a Shadow doesn't completely rule out us having to do TOA. We still need a dupe Missouri set because Missouri unfortified is our best in slot range. And of course at some point we're going to have to tackle a TOA 500 for the Osmundum's Fang kit. Anyways, back on Wait For It, we have to once again figure out what we want to do. I guess we're going to continue with Slayer because that was what I was doing before I got invited to Hard Mode TOB, and we are currently on a Gargoyles task. Another Abbey Demons task, another whip. Currently not doing anything on 416 Hero, but definitely keeping up with the farming contracts and birdhouse runs. And with this one, we hit 79 Hunter. Wow, we only got 4 bird's nests out of the 4 birdhouses on this run. Kind of unfortunate. On Wait For It, we've been sending some solo CMs again. It's nice to be back doing this in max gear after doing over 1,000 of these in less than ideal gear. Obviously, I have this much KC because I was going after the twisted bow. But that aside, I wouldn't have done this much if I didn't enjoy the raid at least a little bit, right? Since I already have more KC than the average person might have in challenge mode Chambers of Xerix, I think a long-term goal for me is to go after the 2000 KC cape. But also, right now, solo CMs would be good money, and I do need some GP back so that I can buy back the twisted bow that I had to sell on my normal account to split out that second scythe I pulled yesterday night. We are actually on yet another different day now. I'm here at the Zaya mines making some blood runes. We're always in need of those. I think I'm going to wrap up the video here now though. This was a bit of a random one that was all over the place. We did a bunch of different things, different content on Wait For It, which is a nice change of pace to the progress we've been doing on 416 Hero. You know, being lost on what to do on this maxed account was one of the biggest reasons why I started 416 Hero. And it's really nice to have clear goals that I can work towards on 416 Hero. And on the flip side, because of that, and because we've been focusing so hard on that, it's nice to jump back on this account and enjoy all the hard work we've put into this account being maxed and having all this gear. And obviously, it paid off by going back to hard mode TOB and pulling a second scythe. Although, I guess my inactive normal account paid for it though, having to sell my T-bow. But we'll probably try to earn back the GP and buy back the T-bow at some point.